the purpose of the
This meeting is being recorded.
So if you just, as you've just heard, we're recording the meeting. This helps when, just helps me in terms of taking the minutes. So if you don't want your, you don't want to be on the recorded, your visuals, you can turn your videos off. But could I ask all the executive members to come on the video if possible? Because we'll start off by introducing ourselves. The other thing, for the purpose of being practicalities and trying to keep to time, could we keep questions possibly till I will invite questions at specific times during the meeting. It's just so that we can hopefully have an uninterrupted flow, but you will be given an opportunity to ask questions. If you're too shy to speak out, you can always write in the chat your questions, and we'll keep note on that and answer your questions as we go along. And there is an opportunity for any other business at the end as well. So could I just ask if we'll give you a few minutes just to write your names in the chat, please.
I just send that to
I
everyone.
think you might find that the chat is directed to Power Spark Money. We might need to, if you could change that to.
I might just see if I can change that name actually, so that. This becomes let's see, okay. Almost.
Okay, so I trust you've had a chance to write your name in the chat, but we'll continue because you can continue to do it because we'll be monitoring the chat anyway. So can I just kick off by just outlining the agenda for those of you who may not have the agenda to hand? So we're starting off with the welcome introduction of the agenda and introduction of the exec committee. We'll be looking at the minutes and matters arising from 2021's AGM. We'll be covering the reports from the executive team and also a short presentation on the strategic investment and marketing plans and membership of the A.C.U. We'll also be talking about the executives who are stepping down and appointments of new executives, members, and then we'll end with any other business. Now we're hoping to finish by 9 o'clock at the very latest. So I will be doing the timekeeping so that we can finish as close to 9 as we possibly can, if not at 9. Okay. So if we could just kick off with introductions from the exec team, please. We'd like to start with you.
Yes, evening everyone. For all you newbies that's just joined the call, we'd like to welcome you to our annual general meeting for 21-22. My name is Tajuddin Sadiku. I'm the current chairperson of the A.C.U. Good evening.
I am Glenda True, the #2 membership secretary. Yes, welcome everybody. It's glad to see a lot of people on board. Evening.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. My name is Samburam Pofu, aka Walter, but just stick to the African names. Call me Samvura. Yeah, I'm the current finance lead or treasurer for the A.C.U, and I'm the one who's been looking after your money. Yeah, so welcome everybody. and I hope we have a great meeting.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Let's come in here. Sorry. Zoom.
Kaylee, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yep, hi everyone. I'm Kaylee Oliver. I am the IT lead. That's it really.
Hello, good evening everyone. And as you can see me, I'm currently on my phone, so walking home from work. Yeah, Franklin Frantos, Business Development. Yeah, nice to meet everyone and speak soon.
And we've had apologies from Sister Fina, who's our marketing lead. She can't join us. She was called away at short notice, so she sent her apologies. And I believe Brother Stanford is on the line.
Yeah, greetings everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you, brother.
Yeah, good evening and welcome to the African Cooperative Union meeting. Yeah, so what I would like to say is I'm the founding member of the A.C.U. and you know, sadly I'll be departing from the executive position, and it's been a long time. It's been over the well 30 years of being
Brother
on the
Akram,
screen.
Brother Akram, it's just the introduction.
Okay, sorry, yeah. So I'm just introducing myself in a way so people may know who I am, but you know, yeah. But basically, I'm Sanfadai, the founder of the African Cooperative Union.
Okay, thank you, brother.
We do have Sister Nzinga, who's having a little bit of a struggle logging in, I believe. So I'm just trying to send her in. So we might have to just temporarily skip her and probably move on to the next agenda.
Are you able to see me or hear me?
Yes, we can see you.
Brother
Dambo.
How are you guys?
Good.
How is everyone? Some
We're
guys
here, as
have
you
been
can.
seen for donkey's years.
Welcome, Brother Damba.
Thank you, Sister Jenny. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks very much. So for those of you who may not know, Brother Damba was the former chair of the A.C.U, so he knows a lot about the organization and is still very active.
Very true.
Thank you.
I think we have Chibuike, who I don't think he's introduced himself. Chibuike, are you on the call? I'm pretty sure I saw his name at one point.
No.
Yeah, he's still there. He's on the call, but
Chibuike, can you introduce yourself?
I don't see his name.
Well, he's definitely on. He's on the call. Maybe.
Oh yes, he is. He needs to unmute himself.
Yes, Brother Frimpong did say.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
There you go.
Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, hi everyone. I'm Chibuike. My middle name's Miracle, and yeah, I'm one of the business development execs here at the A.C.U. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Okay.
And we're just waiting for Sister Nzinga, who's our membership liaison exec member. So I'm sure once she comes on board, she'll introduce herself. But shall we kick off just in the interest of keeping to time?
Sure.
So does everyone have a copy of the minutes from last year? For those of you who were present last year, can you just check and give any comments, amendments? So if we look at just checking that everyone who's listed as being present is there. Page 2.
Okay. Oh, are we on page 2? Sorry.
Yeah, page 2.
Okay.
Anything?
Not for me.
Okay, moving on, page 3.
Page 3, there was a
Possible to
typo.
share the file on screen, or
Beg your pardon?
is it possible to share the minutes on screen?
Yeah, the minutes on the screen. I probably can. Just give me a second. Meeting. Question is if I find the right document. Just give me a second.
Yeah, I think quite a few documents to have gone through. It might be easier if we will have a screen see.
Okay, I think I might be able to share it. Just give me a second. Okay. Can everyone see? Well,
You might have to make it a little bit, highlight a page at a time, possibly.
Here's where technology is going to let me down. I think it's, let me see, how would I? Oh, yeah. There we go. Last minute. So we were on page 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Or
page 3 now. Yeah,
page
we
3.
looked at, yeah, page 3. I see a typo on page 3. First
Yep.
line, where it says feeds, it should read
Yep.
feed, F-E-E-S.
That's what I also highlighted as well. Which is this line here. Membership feeds, this one here.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And then I think, oh yeah, and then there was this number here, purchase between 50 and 1,000. I think this was meant to be 100 member shares.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, so that's, yeah. That's an error, should read 100.
So it should be 50 to 100. Okay.
Yeah,
Share.
that's right.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
So,
keep scrolling.
Section 4. I didn't have anything for section 4.
I didn't see, yeah.
Section 5, there was this line here. Tajuddin outlined how A.C.U has deployed funds into 2 different community investment funds. It's actually meant to be into 2 different investments, not community investment funds. It's meant to be into 2 different investments.
Yeah.
So remove community and remove funds.
Okay.
Okay.
So the part of the agenda we are on now is corrections.
Yeah.
That's right, yes.
Okay.
So we just got to try and let people in on the side. Okay.
Okay, page 4. Page 5. This is page 6. Page 7.
If anyone does have any corrections, do voice out.
On the final page 8. Yeah. Okay.
That brings us to the end.
Sorry, there's a typo, I think. Let's go back to page 7 at the end. Don't know if I've got the same one as you.
Further up?
Under any other business.
Okay.
Let's scroll down with the line that says K. Oh yeah, there's a double S on members.
Ah, Right.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Okay. All right. So can we take it that the minutes are correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
I would like to propose that the minutes are a true reflection of the AGM meeting of 2020-2021. And if we can get someone to second it, please.
I'll second it.
Who was that?
Glenda.
Oh, Glenda, thank you.
Okay.
And there weren't any actions from the last minutes, so yeah. So that's all correct. So we can move on.
Fabulous. I think Sister Nzinga might have joined us now.
Yeah, she's requesting the link sent to her, I think.
Yeah, I've sent it to her.
Okay.
So I think I saw her just try to come in again. Okay, maybe I've sent her the link. Okay, there she is again. 1 second, let me just try to admit her. Okay. Hey. Is she in?
Brother Chair and Secretary.
Yes,
Is that you,
sir.
Brother Dunbar?
Yes, could I raise something?
Sure.
For purposes of quorum,
Mm-hmm.
it would be useful for, well, ordinarily members should know how many paid up members we have,
Mm-hmm.
because the quorum is a third of that. So the treasurer would confirm how many paid up members he has or she has. I think in this case it's a he. Then a third of that is the quorum, because the meeting technically cannot commence without agreeing that we are quorate. And that needs to be a record that the secretary puts down. The meeting was determined as quorate because this happened. In other words, we had X number of members, a third of which were paid up. The meeting is then quorate. Otherwise, the meeting would be an illegal meeting if we don't know how many paid up members we have, because a third of that is the quorum.
They have to be on the call as well, right?
No, they have to be in the meeting. If they're not in the meeting, they're not in attendance. So the meeting would have to adjourn then, because an inquorate meeting is not constitutionally allowed.
Then definitely.
I'm only going by what the Constitution says.
Sure.
Is that for the purpose of
the meeting taking place?
Voting, or just for the meeting?
No, for the
It
meeting.
would be
Okay.
for the
The
meeting.
quorum, no. The quorum means the meeting is being conducted legally, means you are the right number of people. For example, if 3 people came in and began conducting a meeting, they could argue we were quorate. So that will not be a quorum. So quorum is a third of the paid up members.
And we will probably not be hitting that number.
But shouldn't we not? On the list,
It is not the people who have paid shares. It's not the people who have bought shares. It's paid up. Means
Paid up members, yeah.
you are paid up in that year. In other words, you are
Paid the membership fee. Is that right?
Exactly. So
right.
A third of that are the quorum, because people buy shares and disappear. If you kept to shareholders, they can bog you down easily. You never have a quorum because they may not come.
Well, there's 30 people on the call.
Yes, I've just counted that, which I would think would be sufficient.
No,
but are they paid up members?
Are they paid up members?
Saying.
I don't believe so.
No,
well, I know I'm paid up.
No, but what we need to know.
The record, you see, we should have in our treasury an accurate record of members paid up. That should be a list. And by the way, ordinarily, that list should be sent to every member when you're calling the meeting. Paid up members for that year. Then a third of that is the quorum.
Well, I think if we go around, I'm sure that they can say whether they're fully paid up members. I have.
Not the members
we
say.
don't. Just looking at the numbers, we don't have the numbers of paid up members on this call.
Can we clarify? Is that for the? Is that for the 2021 year or for the 2022-2023 year?
For the what, sorry?
For 20.
With can I just interject with the paid up members? I think we should have enough for a quorum.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Because
a quorum. Are we saying a quarter of all the members?
No.
A third.
No, one third.
It's
one third, and it's 1/3 of about 70 people, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
We had last year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was 70 we had last year.
Not. Okay.
No,
You see,
it's 70 is about 70 people in the last financial year.
Right.
So we just need 1/3 of that on the call.
We have enough on the call. We have
on the meeting.
33 people now, Celsius joined. And from the names I can see, I would say that the majority of them are paid up members.
Yeah, we only need 23 approximately.
Thank you.
What it is, I think we can let it go today, really, but it's just for us to be aware that when the meeting kicks off or when you call for the meeting, you should know how many members are paid up by name.
Yeah, I can certainly tell you that anyway, but
the list should be normally with the treasurer or the chair.
Okay,
Then a third of that is the quorum.
Okay. And in terms of knowing,
yeah, I can confirm we've got the list. I think it just wasn't shared with the rest of the members.
So how many members are paid up?
So just bear with me 1 second.
We have more than 20-something members paid up, but a lot more. We have about 40-something members paid up.
We have about the numbers about we have about 94.
No, Taj. We have to look at only those who were members before 2022. I mean, before the end of 2022.
For 20. Okay, yeah. Before October, just before October 31st.
Yeah, before the 1st of October. Yeah. Okay.
Somebody calculating?
Calculate.
Yeah, just give. I'm just trying to quickly run through some numbers here.
No, yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Let me count the numbers and I'll let you know.
Okay. So just to confirm, we have 68 paid up members.
Okay.
Okay. Let me.
My lovely Sambora.
You said 58. Yes.
68.
68. Okay.
So a third of that
is about 22. So we need about 22, 23 people to quote.
Yes.
So on this call, let's see, we have Chibuke and Zinga. Excuse me, not everyone on this call is Okay. So one, two.
Well, I mean, other than doing a roll call, can we just confirm anybody who's not paid, can they type 1 in the chat?
What is it? Who's not paid their membership fee?
Yeah.
Did
And
you not
everyone's actual
Not
member
everyone
here.
is
it
paid.
has no bearing on you being on this meeting. So feel free to stay on the call. We're not kicking you out, but we just want to know based on the people who are with us today who've not paid membership. So if there's any new people, just type 1 in the chat, please.
Okay. We have about 27.
You mean new as in guest?
As in guests, yeah, or if they know they haven't paid their membership.
Yeah, this does get tricky if we're trying to do it this way.
Mr. Chairman.
Otherwise, we'll have
Yes.
to do a roll call, and it'll mean having to go through all the names.
What about if people
on
just
it.
raise their hand?
If you remember, raise your hand in the chat, please.
And if you've paid?
Yeah, if you paid.
Now, most of the names here I can confirm. I'm just trying to go through. If you just give me a second. I know 1, 2. Okay, I'm just the names. I'm gonna just ask who they are because some names I don't recognize. So Helen, I recognize you. So if I call out your name, it basically means that you are you're a paid up member. So Helen, Glenda, Taj would be me. So I don't know if Jenny, because somebody could just keep her.
Yeah, I'm keeping count.
Okay. So that's Taj. Jennifer, you're obviously paid up. And Zinga, paid up. Damba's paid up. Chibuike's paid up.
Kaylee's paid up.
Kaylee's paid up. Angela Newby.
She's my guest.
Oh, okay. So Angela's okay, great. Anthony Lowe. Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna have to find Anthony Hertz.
Okay. Stephen Eiffel, Otis Thomas.
Brother Akram, if you can just hold on. So I'm just going to leave Anthony Lowe out for now because I think I have to double check his name. Auntie Jean is paid up. Benny is new. Brother Dulani, I don't know the full name. Brother Dulani, if you can type your full name, unless if you're a guest, then it's okay. Brother Nat is paid up.
Sorry,
Brother Akram. Sorry?
Brother Delani has paid up, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm saying, I think his name is Devon Aiton.
Yes.
He's paid
okay.
up. Yeah.
Okay,
he's
great.
Paid up.
Brother Nat is paid up.
Jean Mupoke, paid up. Martin
Brother Akram.
paid up.
Okay,
Michael Adam,
you're confusing. Just one at a time, please.
Okay.
Can we start again? Sorry.
Okay. Right. So I'm just going to go with myself first. Then Helen is paid up. Glenda's paid up. Jennifer's paid up. Nzinga's paid up. Stanford is paid up. Chibuike is paid up. Damba's paid up. Walter is paid up. Angela Newby. Oh yeah, that's the guest. Anthony Lowe. I'll have to do a check for your name.
Anthony Lowe is not paid up.
Okay.
Okay.
Auntie Jean is paid up. Benny is a new guest, so Brother Dulani is paid up. Brother Nat is paid up. DP, I don't know who DP is, so if you can just type your name in the chat so we can know who you are.
Is that Douglas Patterson?
I don't know. Maybe he can, if he can type his name in the, so we can know if he is. If it's Douglas Patterson, just confirm because I'm not too sure who that is. So Franklin is paid up. Dennis is not paid up.
Okay.
Franklin is paid up. John is paid up. KS is a guest. Haley is paid up. Lance is paid up. Laura Charles new member that she's paid up?
Dennis Wilson paid by the 31st of October 22. I've got that on
22.
record. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Oh, by the what? By the 31st
of October 2022.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Then paid up.
Yeah.
Laura Charles is paid up, though she's a new member. Michael Adams. I'm not too sure about Michael Adam. We'll have to double check that.
I wanted to end the number of people, because I think you're calling some new members, but those members who is on the list of paid up members, right? Those who came in before that year, I think ends with okay. So these are the ones that are new members. So Ish,
brother Akram, can we just let me go through this, please? Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, so I was at Michael Adam. I can't remember if somebody said anything about Michael Adam. So maybe you can just put him on the side. Ophelia's paid up. Sis Dan Belgrave. Yes. Sister Dan, yes, is paid up. Tutiet Mia Thomas, the name is familiar, but we'll have to double check on Tutiet. Unzinga is paid up.
That's made it 22 exactly.
Paid up members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we can, and I think Helen's gotten hands. Oh yeah, she put it. Okay.
Tuchet was paid up as well, so you can add Tuchet.
Okay, so that's 23.
Okay.
Great.
So we do have the quorum.
So we can move forward.
That is
but it's sort of like it's a lesson learned in terms of how maybe we might have to put in a question when people are registered. Maybe there'll have to be some way of us deciphering, because people who come on the call, there might be a cross of people who are paid up and people who are not paid up. So we will have to decipher a way in which going forward on the meeting, we can know who's on the call, who's already paid up, bar having to waste, 5-10 minutes on this exercise. Okay, apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for that. It's apparently we have to do it for legal reasons. So we move on and learn from this. Okay, Sister Nzinga is now with us. I think she's made herself known, but Sister Nzinga, you could just quickly reintroduce yourself.
Oh, greetings, everyone. Yeah, my Hotmail is giving me a big problem, but anyway, yeah, I'm the membership liaison officer, and yeah, that's it basically. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay. Okay, Myths and Matters arising. Okay, Sister Jenny.
Okay, so now we're moving on to chair report. Before we do that, are there any questions from anybody present? Anything in the chat?
Question? Oh, you mean, should we put the questions in the chat?
Yes, please.
Yes, because for me, if I can say it before I write it, it's, do we have accounts?
Beg your pardon?
Do we have accounts?
Yes, we do.
They'll come to that in a minute.
Were they shared?
Yeah, of course. Accounts were shared.
Because I didn't receive any accounts.
If you check your inbox, you should.
It's all on the email that was sent. There's quite a few attachments.
A reminder was sent out last night and this morning.
Okay.
Well, I got mine last week anyway.
I got mine.
Okay. Yes, carry on, sir.
Okay.
All right, so moving on to the chair's report. So
Okay.
what this highlights is that not everyone may have sight of the accounts if Brother Damba didn't receive his.
Okay, I
Yeah,
can.
There were an attachment to same email went out, so there should be an attachment there.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. If you look at the last 24 hours, you should see.
Okay, let me take a look, quick look.
But in the meantime, we'll move on if that's all right, Brother
Yes,
Damba.
of course.
Okay, so starting with the chair's report.
Okay. So, intro. It's been a year of movement and progress on a number of fronts for the African Cooperative Union, and it would only get better as we mobilize and ramp up all the necessary actions to drive growth and prosperity for all members and the community at large. To the very hardworking executive team, past and present, I would like to thank you for all your efforts so far. You are the engine that keeps giving, and I cannot thank you enough. To our much loved members, the A.C.U would not exist without your continued patience and belief in our vision and ambitions. You are all highly appreciated. This report will give an overview of the activities and business moves of the African Cooperative Union for the period from the 1st of November to the 1st of October 2022. Executive Committee section. Following on from the AGM in 2021, 5 more executives were appointed, so we now have a board of 10 executives, all playing different roles, with the newest additions to the team as follows. And if you look at your screen, these are the new members following on from...
You're not sharing, Taj. We're not seeing it.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
New executives, right?
Yeah.
Oh, beg your pardon. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So this has greatly helped. So we had Jennifer, Samvura, Kaylee, Franklin, Fina, and Chibuike Maduforo. This has greatly helped in steering the A.C.U forward, as we need a solid and efficient team to drive our progress.
What about me?
No, you were already
So you did a long
executive.
I'm on a low block. Sorry. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Okay. So our membership has grown to 109 members, up from 70 at the end of the last financial year. In addition, more members have committed to paying their annual membership fees of £35, thanks to the help of the Secretariat team reaching out to members to remind them of their dues and the benefits this has in pushing us forward. We have plans in place to keep increasing our membership, which will be outlined in a little more detail in the report. Okay, so educational programs and workshops. There were no key programs rolled out for the year 2021-2022, but we anticipate that in the 3rd and 4th quarter of 2023, we should be in a better position to start running beneficial programs and workshops for our members. Marketing. So moving on to the next section, which is marketing and publicity. We have increased our brand awareness footprint by attending a few key events during the course of the year, with the biggest one being the UK Black Business Show. And on the screen, you have the UK Black Business Show, but that image is for 2023, because obviously we plan to be at the London event and the Birmingham event. So this has been quite instrumental in gathering data and understanding how we must approach attracting new people to the A.C.U. Secondly, we were able to hire a marketing agency, Major Limited, to help with some of our marketing needs, especially social media content creation and posting. Going by the metrics to date, we have increased the brand awareness of the A.C.U on all these platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and continue to garner interest and followers. We also introduced the marketplace on our website to members and members of the community to help foster B2C and B2B relationships and business. This is being used as a tool to create awareness of Black-owned businesses in the UK and also drive traffic to our website and potential membership signups. My summary. On all our activities over the last year, online and offline, have allowed us to gather key data on possible drivers that will encourage more membership signups and interest. Hence, we are following the data. What is quickly becoming apparent is that even though the A.C.U has been around for the last 10 years, it has little to no footprint in the community, a situation which the marketing team has begun to address. For most financial products or services to work within any community, and in particular the African Caribbean community, there needs to be an element of trust earned over time through several activities. 1, repetitive online or offline contact with prospects through communication from the organization. 2, individual physical contact, online or offline, with representatives of the organization. And 3, past delivery of successful projects presented as proof of concept. Unfortunately, we are missing on almost all 3 points, though we have started to address them with the limited funds available for marketing activities. Whilst our overall actions for the year have been fruitful, it has resulted in a small operational loss derived through admin and marketing costs. That said, we have identified how to significantly reduce one of our admin costs by close to 70% going into the next financial year and be more strategic with our marketing yields and better results. Following the data indicates that for improved growth of the A.C.U, we must make this year a year of being everywhere and the year we start actively deploying capital into strategic opportunities that will drive profitable returns so as to be in a position to start paying dividends within the next 12 to 15 months. This is the line of action we must take with member support and actions. It is almost inevitable that 2023 will be a year of improved success. And that's my report.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much.
Is that now subject for discussion, or what's the procedure?
Sister Jenny, how do you want us to proceed?
I'll read the Secretary's report and then we'll open it out to questions. All right, Brother Dunbar?
Okay, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so, right. So, Secretary's report is the Management Committee presents their report with the financial statements of the company for the year ended 31st of October 2022. Looking at the governing documents, the cooperative is controlled by its governing documents, the cooperative constitution, and constitutes a limited company, limited by guarantee as defined by the Cooperative and Community Benefits Societies Act 2014. The African Cooperative Union is a limited company. I'll skip over that actually because we've got that written, it's all documented. Don't want to bore you all with that information. But looking at induction and training of new members in the executive, new members to the executive are still required to indicate intention to join the executive in writing. But this has been made a little easier by members completing an online Google form stating their expertise, skills, and availability. Induction and training of new members, a number of monthly general meetings were held to bring old and new members up to speed on the A.C.U and its operations and how members can participate and contribute towards its growth and progress. In addition to sharing some of the going forward plans and ambitions for members to question, challenge, and make suggestions or consider. The organizational structure, the management of the cooperative is vested in the executive committee. The executive committee comprises of elected members of interest in the furtherance of the aims and purposes of the cooperative, including the chair, secretary, treasurer, and other members. The executive committee has been restructured to make it functionally more effective. Our aim eventually is to have 2 members who will be assigned to each of the executive roles. currently we're all holding, there's only one exec member for each role currently. We also aim to increase the level of transparency of the A.C.U operations, and we've having two members in each role that will make that a lot easier, and will reduce the burden of having to change email addresses, and also assigning email addresses according to the roles. So that will make it, in the past, it's often been tricky when people have left the exec team. So we're having defined, we've got defined email addresses for each role. Risk management, the executive has a responsibility to be compliant of financial, safety and data protection regulations. The team strives to identify and review the risks that the cooperative might be exposed to and make sure there are procedures in place to mitigate any adverse losses to our brand, finances, or reputation. So the objectives and activities for the year, the cooperative was formed for the benefit of the community and has its main object to carry on the business as a bona fide cooperative, to carry on any other trade, business, or service as principals or agents which may seem to the cooperative to be conducive to its interests generally, and to uphold African heritage and engage in the education of children and future generations to some of African ancestry. So our main objectives fall under 4 categories: creating community investment funds, providing business development loans to members, providing educational and business training to members and the wider community, and starting a credit union. The past year has focused on increasing membership in order to build the funds through share ownership to support the medium to long-term objectives. Activities included developing and improving the website, creating the IT infrastructure to enable members to register and pay for share subscriptions online, attending various community events to increase the profile of the A.C.U and attract new members. Development of a biannual newsletter, which was circulated via email to all members in January and June, and bi-monthly onboarding meetings open to the community to share the aims of the A.C.U to attract new members.
Guys, I recommend that you watch this.
Sorry, did someone say something?
Sorry, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. In the short to medium term, our focus was mainly on the Community Investment Fund and the education. Oh no, sorry, beg your pardon, ignore that. So in conclusion, the committee is responsible for keeping proper accounting records which disclose with reasonable accuracy at any time the financial position of the cooperative, and to enable them to ensure that the financial statements comply with the Industrial and Providence Acts 1965 to 2002. They are also responsible for safeguarding the assets of the cooperative and hence for taking reasonable steps for the prevention and detection of fraud and other irregularities. So here ends the Secretary's report.
Also,
thank you, Jenny. I'll know let everyone know it's 8 o'clock.
Thanks, sister.
Okay, thanks for that. So I think we
it's open to questions now.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to ask any questions or there's any questions in the chat, we can quickly address.
We can also comment.
Sure.
Not questions.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, Mr. Chair, yes. First of all, I want to thank the entire executive for this exemplary work. The 2 reports we've had so far indicate much better organization, attention to detail. I want to commend, first of all, the growth of membership in the previous financial year, because an addition of almost 30% of membership is a massive growth. That's total of roughly 39 members or so. That's commendable. I think it's an enormous growth given the previous years, but I think momentum is now being gathered, and I think that is where, if we can gallop in the coming year and everybody takes it upon themselves to actually get onto the recruitment drive. The marketing company the chair mentioned, I didn't quite get the name of that company. Yeah.
It's MERJOH, Major, or Major, MERJOH.
Okay. So that's the one that is marketing. Is that the one marketing us entirely nationally? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, so they're primarily focused on our social media side of things. Okay. Yeah, so it's primarily that, and so they handle the LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But Twitter's kind of like the outside anomaly, but all the rest, they're a little bit more functional on those.
Yeah, because the few reports I've read on social media marketing, people have stated, I don't know whether that is accurate or anybody shares this, that the Facebook seems to be a very, very good place to hunt. I've shared with the chair and maybe the secretary and others that there is a group of people calling themselves conscious Africans who are in the range of 120,000 on Facebook. And I was thinking, how do we hit this group? Because it's a massive group and they all claim they are conscious. So there would be a good place to hunt, because even 1% of those will give us 1,000 members, 120,000. So I'm just raising this for the executive and chair's attention. Maybe we can point our marketing team to that direction. Because the time I joined that group years ago, my phone crashed. I don't know whether it was just the type of phone I had, but people were sending back emails and it just overwhelmed it. So I don't know whether this is an area to search. I think it's called the Black Consciousness or Black Community Network. Is anybody aware of them?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're up to 110, 120,000 members in that Facebook group alone. So I think if we made ourselves known to them or present or hover around them, that could probably give us a gallop.
Sure. I'm sure we would look into reaching out to this company. I must say that the major was hired for a short period of time, so their contract with the A.C.U is technically over, but it's something we can still revisit.
There's one we've used years ago again with Brother Akram. The guy is called Chris Cadell. I know that somebody can note that down. He claims to be a specialist on Facebook marketing, especially. He's written a few books and articles. Maybe we could check on that as well. Because I believe that the way we're organized now, we have a potential to grow, potential to gallop. Thank you.
Do you have a spelling for Cadell?
Yeah, Cadell, I think it's...
Yeah, I'll send it to you because he sends me things every week, every day, basically. So I'll send it to you.
Every day?
Like he's looking business.
Indeed.
Not the other way around.
But this is often the case.
Yeah, I think what we need to do is to interview them. You can get a committee from the executive to get...
Yeah, because I did pay up some money for his thing, but as I said, at the time we didn't have enough people to work with them, So, but as I said, he continues to send me reminders of his meetings and what he's doing and so forth.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that, Brother Dambo. Much appreciated your comments and suggestions as well. So now to hand over to Alex, our accountant, to present our financial statement for the year. You're muted, brother.
Thank you very much. And it's nice to see some members, Mr. Damba and Mr. Daya for Stanford.
Thank you, Alex.
Quite
long
a
time. Thank you. Thank you. Nice
yeah.
to meet you.
Now, the report, which is, I wish I could give a very good report, but then I can see the organization and I can see the beauty of our presentation and everything. But my question is, from an accounting viewpoint, if you do something, then it will end up reducing the marketing costs because you're doing something. So I want to see A.C. in this next, the next 10 years we are starting, we have done 10 years, improve on the what comes in. So when you go to page 10, which gives a summary, turnover, which is like income, and mainly that income comes from the members, 1,883. Last year it was just 809, which is like, because of COVID, just 1,000, and the admin cost of 4,150. And what drives that is the marketing. So the marketing cost, I'll come to that page. So leaving an operating loss of 2,000 in the year, compared to 1,857. So if we go to the last page to see the breakdown of these expenses, the income, membership 1,000, donation for members 43. But when you look at the admin cost, the advertising and promotion 2,588. So that is the cost of the A.C. to be out there, to be seen on the social media. But, well, which is good, but I think we need to think about doing something. And that doing something, if you have a center, then it will help in the sense that it will end up reducing the advertising cost. That's what I believe. So the risk taking, I know we want to be cautious where we put the money, but the risk, we are taking too much risk and it's not moving the organization forward from an accounting perspective. So that's the breakdown of the 4,150 leading to that loss. When we come to the financial position, if we go back to page 11, what we had in the bank by this report is up to the October last year, we had 12,000. Other debtors of 1,000, which includes the investment, which we took for 700, which is on cost, plus the deposit of our rent. That makes that 1,140. So the assets we have 13,226. However, the amount outstanding, those people who have been contributing money to see A.C.U. Going forward is 12,584. It's good that these members, these people are members, they like the organization at heart. I don't think they're going to ask for that money tomorrow. But if they do, at least to have 642 to spare as at 31st of October. Last year, we were in the red by almost 6,000 pounds. So I think we are moving in the good direction because the cash has increased because of the drive that has been done in marketing to see that people contribute to the subscription, the share capital, right? The share capital figure is 15,400, as we are discussing yesterday. When going through the account with the chair and the treasurer, we saw that some members don't pay the full share price. So the number of shares will be like 250. I'm reporting when you go to page moving forward, where is the share capital? Note 8, share capital. We are reporting 308 Last year we were reporting 137 at a nominal value of 50. However, that figure, as we were discussing yesterday, includes people who have paid the capital, but that capital, they haven't paid the full £50. They pay £21 here, they pay this and that. So no, when we look at the share, the total share capital of 15,400, some of that, like 58, is just a quarter here, a half here share. So I think this year around, we should encourage members to make sure that at least they're paying the full nominal value of the share. It's up to you to think about where we go. So in terms of capital, we have 15,400 as share capital. However, we have 12,000, which is outstanding to members who have been contributing, which I say they're not going to take it out. And then what we had in the bank was 12,086 pounds. So that's basically what the report is, right? So, any questions?
Yeah. Can I
Yes.
just, whilst you're on that page, where it says amount falling due within 1 year, what does that mean in terms
Amount
of?
that one means like a bank normally would say, if someone borrows you money and you are expecting to pay it within 1 year, it's on demand, like an overdraft. That's why you say amount falling due within 1 year, and that money is to the members. And unless the members say those who are owing that, the A.C.U owing money to them, they say, I have donated it to the A.C.U, then that will be a different story. But I'm assuming tomorrow they may come and say, give me my money. That's
Okay,
why
so really that's a safeguard.
Yes.
Preserving that money. Okay,
yes.
Fair enough. Thank
Yeah.
you. I wasn't clear why some of the money had suddenly disappeared.
Okay.
Just a question.
Don't worry about the techno jargon. So that's, yeah, okay.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, Alex,
Yes.
about when you say they are not paying their full share capital. What do you mean?
There is a policy when you go to the website whereby you are paying £11 a month, but give you 2 shares after 12 months. You get me? So in other words, if you have the money and £50 and pay the share, but you need to become a member first. So in order to simplify for people to come to join the A.C.U, is like we give them you ask them to pay in installments. But some people, the treasurer was saying they pay £5, £10. So you find that it will take a while for them even to get 1 share of what.
Oh yes, I understand. That.
Yeah. And we can't issue a share certificate until someone has raised the enough money to in proportion to the share. Yeah.
Okay.
So just to summarize, what you're essentially saying, those members paying a subscription amount each month until they've completed a full year, they won't have acquired a share and completed their membership payment.
But a share is still £50, isn't it?
Yeah, it is still £50. Yeah. But if I join now today and I start paying £11 until I...
Per month. £11 per month.
Per month. There's subscription, there's membership in that and everything, so which includes the work of and that's another thing which I need to thank the treasurer for. Accounts are now on 0, which is great. You just click on it or wherever you are and access it. That is a plus this year.
But the subscription is different from the share.
But when someone is paying, he pays 10, but it's now it is the treasurer to go and break down that this portion is this portion is this.
Oh, is that so? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, there's been a bit of discussion about that with the view to looking at how we manage that. I can remember we had a meeting where we talked about that.
Yeah, we will touch on that in the AOB section.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are there any questions in the chat? Those of you who've got sight of the chat.
No questions.
No questions.
Auntie Jean sends her apologies, had to go to another meeting.
Okay.
But I would be able to have or see the recording at a later date. She's hoping to get that.
Okay, it's being recorded, so.
Okay. Brother Samburu, do you want to add to that in any way?
Yep. I just wanted to say thank you to the team for executing a brilliant recruitment drive for the membership. However, I think like our accountant Alex has alluded, again, we've not made much movement in terms of investments. So this is the message. This is well, for discussion, up for discussion with the chair, if we can get an overview of any projects in the pipeline, what projects are in the pipeline, and what can we present to the members to say, come 2023, we're hitting the ground running.
Okay. Thank you for the
It's an
question, sir.
opportunity to showcase ourselves.
Yeah, I appreciate that question, because, and this is how you know there's a change in the in how things run at the A.C.U. So we're already front running this. We've identified what needs to happen. So I think as soon as we close on this chapter, I will be able to showcase some of the things that we might be bringing to members to vote on from an investment standpoint. But yeah, I'll go through that when we get to the strategic investment plans.
Could I say something on the membership?
Sure. Indeed.
Well,
Sister Glenda?
Before you go on, I think that's taking us into the next agenda item anyway. So the strategic investment marketing plans and membership.
Yeah. Do we not have to propose for?
Yeah, propose
Yeah,
to.
so we need to.
Account.
Yeah, let's complete this one first.
Thank you.
So, okay, so can we? So now we have to look at the appointment of the accountant for the next year. And Alex has been with us for several years now. So I'd like to propose the appointment of Alex to continue as our accountant for the next year.
Okay.
I
I'm
second.
happy.
Okay, and is that you, Sambura?
Yep, that's Sambura, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just make a point? It would be really helpful if for next year's AGM, the accounts could be ready in a more orderly and quick manner so that they're not going out at the last minute.
That was mainly our fault, Sister Antoninga.
Okay, no worries.
There was some last minute adjustments.
It's not a criticism, it's just that obviously it's more helpful if people have had time to...
Be honest, being on zero now, things are streamlined. Yeah.
Thank you.
Moving to that direction.
Excellent, thanks.
And going forward, I think we're proposing to present monthly reporting, and we'll see how busy Alex is. Probably we might do quarterly reporting as well.
Yeah.
So, so Alex and company has been appointed for the next financial year.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Sir Alex.
Thank you.
So, I think that brings us to the next one. Should I just proceed, Jenny? Or
yes, if you could.
I think Sister Glenda had a question she wanted.
Okay, Sister Glenda, do you want to?
Just a little, maybe, I don't know if it's called it a rant. As I said, this year it's been very difficult trying to get the members to pay up their subscriptions. And as I said, they don't really understand the importance of those subscriptions. Whilst we're speaking about maybe our admin and advertising costs are a little high, we know we've had to do that, but without the help of those subscriptions. And although I did a rally round for the last 6 months, it hasn't been fruitful, but fruitful in another sense. So let's hope that the members will make sure that they pay their membership subscriptions on, on time, or I'll be very angry.
But I would say to that point, sister, that moving forward, we will need to look at some form of automated reminders, actually, and maybe encouraging members to set up perhaps a standing order so that their payments come out annually.
Indeed.
That's definitely something that we need to focus on.
Less admin for us, and less headache.
Yeah, I think we can create an automation in Zero to send out invoices to the members. So we'll look at setting that up. I think that could be something we could put in place.
Excellent.
Is the membership secretary or lead stating that members are finding it difficult to understand the need for the subscription?
Just
exactly right.
I just wanted us to maybe share views. What can we send out to members to understand?
Well, what Samvura has just said will be a good idea in terms of sending them a reminder. Because when you speak to them, I mean, I've been speaking to them on a number of different things. They promise to pay and then they forget. And some people don't want to pay at all. And if we don't have that money, then obviously we can't carry out administrative functions.
Absolutely.
And further, we did remind them in our newsletters.
Many times.
Which a lot of them just can't be bothered to read. But there were in the newsletters, it set it out. And I said that we're going to set it out in every newsletter until they get it.
I think the drive to recruit, if that was intensified, because when you start growing and galloping in numbers, you start to shed the spare capacity. Because if a person is asking the membership secretary, why am I really paying subscription, then you know you have a problem. So we should intensify our marketing strategy. I don't know whether functions of fundraising are practical to raise money, or they may eat the money that you're trying to.
But even then, you have to spend money to raise money. So this is the problem that we have.
So you must have a plan or working with people who specialize in that. Have we ever considered crowdfunding at all?
Well, I think it's a case of educating the members. A lot of people, and it's the first time a lot of them are buying shares per se, and who knows about finance and what a membership group has to how they conduct themselves. But a subscription is like a membership being part of a group and a crew. But I'm sure if we were very healthy, wealthy, out there in front of it, or if we were, let's say, members of Zuckerberg members group, don't you think everybody would be paying their fee?
Indeed. People
aren't educated enough what it means to be doing something. And if they get a bit jaded and they forget, that's an issue. There is a note in the rules is that after 3 months, if you don't pay your subscription, you're no longer a member. But that's very hard to be telling anyone at this stage, but they must be aware of it. If they're not aware of it, they ought to be aware of it because it's set out in the Constitution, which I hope everyone has read.
Yes, no, I think I agree in terms of education. So as long as people understand that, for instance, as you can see from the financial report, our recruitment drive has eaten up into a lot of the money that was raised from membership anyway. So a membership really is for is more or less the driving engine, because as an organization we try as much as possible to ring fence the members' shares. So administration is mostly what's driving this organization. And at the moment, we're all doing the work voluntarily. But ideally, we need to grow this organization to a point where we start having paid members and paid staff. We can't depend heavily on, people doing free work. So paid work also attracts experts. And it's those experts that are going to drive the organization and take us to the next level. So we need members to realize that, for us to grow and mature as an organization, we need to have expertise that drives that engine forward.
The reason I raised the matter of crowdfunding, there are organizations which will take a fee of the money raised, and they would start by using the expertise and what you bring in as a community to see whether you're worth taking on. So I will recommend a few to you who would say, okay, if they study the organization and look at the potential, they're happy to say, fine, we think you can raise X amount, you're doing X, and we take this of that. They look at it as an income potential for themselves. And that way we're also marketing and raising some money. There are guys who do it that way. It's like no fee, no pay.
Yeah, but Damba, I look at it this way. It's only £3 a month. And I'm sure that Node pays £3 a month for their telephone, broadband, you name it, Netflix, Flix. It's more than that. And that's each month they're paying between maybe £50 for all their services. And here we are, we have an organization which wants to build. We expect them to look at it and say, well, yes, whether build or build not, let's put the money where their mouths are. We have a lot of people who sometimes want to donate to us. Yeah, it's commendable, but the members themselves should look at it as something, as I said, we're still around. We could have gone down long ago, or just fed up and thrown the towel in, but we're still here.
My brother, no, my sister, that is not the logic of the person who doesn't want to pay. If you listen to their logic, you resign tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I do understand.
It's not that they don't have the £3. They'll go to one sitting in a pub and drink 50. But if you say, bring the 3 for this organization that you covet so much, that you love, they say no. So that's why I'm saying that crowdfunding, what crowdfunding does to us, there are a lot more people out there who would love to be a part of our organization, but they've never heard of us. So we need to find ways and means of spreading our net so that the serious members are in there. And crowdfunding, those who specialize in crowdfunding have a way of teasing out people to say, okay, this is something that I'd like to belong to. As I was talking, the members who identified the Black Community Network, who are 120,000, it's a chat group. And when I joined years ago, the question they were asking themselves is, where is a vehicle that we can put our money in and grow as a community? So we might have a sitting membership or community that we haven't really tackled. This is my challenge. So we need to find ways and means of tightening our marketing strategy.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah. Brother, you've raised some really great points. So we will be coming back to you on that one. So we'll be liaising with you. And perhaps you might even want to come back into the exec team.
I will be sitting on the track on this. No. I mean, I'm in regular contact with many members of the executive. I talk with the chair regularly. I appreciate him and the other members, secretary, Brother Akram, Brother Samvura, yourself, Jenny. We haven't talked too much, but I just appreciate the people who've stood it out. It's commendable. And I believe we're going to hit the right target and move on. Maybe we'll consider expanding the membership to wider than the UK. It could look big, but it has its advantages. So we'll talk.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on, I'm mindful of time. So the next item where you haven't finished your strategic investment, Taj, do you want to continue?
Yeah, I did even start. So, but I'll kickstart that now. So, okay. So, a quick summary. So in 2021, 2022, well, 2021, 2022 financial year, in breaking the lack of any investing activity in the A.C.U over the last 6 to 8 years, we decided to break the cycle and deploy a very small amount of capital into 2 online investment opportunities, Cash Effects and Hyperverse. Both investments are still active today, although adversely impacted by the depreciation in the value of cryptocurrencies. That said, the plan was always to hold these investments for a considerable amount of time to allow it to compound to significant levels of profits before withdrawals. Provided the companies do not collapse and go under, we anticipate a good ROI with price recovery in the crypto space. Now, investment plan 2023-2024. Going from the data and the most asked questions by prospects at all of the events we have attended or hosted online or offline, which goes like this: how many members do you have? What is in your investment portfolio? How much profits have you generated? If I invest, when will I get paid dividends? What are you currently investing in or about to invest? It has become apparent that most new prospects want to see tangibles. They want to see evidence and results of winning projects to feel confident in parting with their funds and getting involved as a member of the A.C.U. This is why this year has to be the year of aggressively finding lucrative opportunities that are affordable and investable. We need to pivot to a more project-based approach in attracting new members. And as a result, we have started to hunt for such projects and investment opportunities. Considering we only have a very small amount in the bank, a project-based approach simply means members who have a lot of interest in a project can commit to buying more shares that will be diverted holistically to the investment of interest. Some of the investments on our radar right now, and some of the opportunities will be Yatu Foods. This probably will hit members' inbox within the next probably two, maximum 3 weeks, depending on if it gets past the executive. We have been in conversations with this organization, Yatu Foods. This opportunity here, I call it onion money, but it's a project that's based in the Sudan. So this Yatu Foods is in Gambia. If anybody knows, right now, Gambia is sort of like a hotspot. A lot of people from the UK are moving out to the Gambia. It's also quite a hot holiday destination for a lot of people in the UK. So we're in talks with this company here. I think I will play a video shortly on that. The onion is in the Sudan. We've had a preliminary chat with them. They've actually embarked on a project, so call it proof of concept at the moment, is already embarking with this. If it works out for the current investors, then they will be looking to raise more investments for this project. So they're currently doing onions, but they look to expand into different things. And apparently they have lots of land. There's a lithium deal. If you don't know about lithium, lithium is the next black gold, should I put it that way? And there's reserves being found here, there, everywhere. Well, in quite a few places. But the point is, the price of lithium is on the rise because EVs, which is electric vehicles, are also on the rise. We're trying to come away from oil, and so there's an opportunity there that we might be able to bring.
Just to cut you, Taj, do you know what the price per ounce lithium?
For lithium, I think it's price per ton. It's either per kg or per ton. if off the top, don't quote me, I think it's about, oh God, let me not even say the number, but I think it might be about 12,000, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll look it up.
But it's also, so that's, let me just show the next page. We are currently, we've commissioned, and I'm actually glad that the previous chairman is here, who's heading up the Afro-Caribbean grocery store, which is an online, offline food grocery business, so to speak. If we all look at the Afro-Caribbean grocery market or space, it's apparent that we don't really own or control that space. It's actually controlled by outsiders. So definitely there's a good business case for us to go into it. If we eat the food, so we should actually control that market. So I'm glad we're actively looking at this. Maybe we might be able to give him a minute or two just to expand on where they've got to in that research that they're doing and putting together some form of business plan. There's this opportunity that we might be looking at. I call it the Black Community Virtual Office. Very simply put, at the moment, and if you might have caught that I said that we have found a way to cut 70% from our admin costs going into the new year. So right across the UK, a lot of Black-owned businesses use certain virtual offices. It's literally a cash cow. But why can't we create a virtual office and let's go and find all the people who have businesses who are not using their own private addresses and provide them with that service? It's not really something that's too complicated to set up. Obviously, finding a property in the right location that would be attractive could be, but it's really early stage on that one. I just thought I'd throw that in there. There's something here that we might, all these opportunities are stuff that if it gets past the executive, then members will be hearing about these opportunities. Like I said, this year has to be the year of investing. And yeah, and this. So let me just continue. So members should note that with this new project-based approach in attracting new members, finding lucrative investment opportunities will require us to call more extraordinary meetings this year, so that we can cast a yes or no vote on opportunities of interest, both here in the UK and abroad, so as to determine as a group whether we want to invest. Now, obviously, before any extraordinary meetings are held, there will be a Q&A sessions for members with founders and management teams of different startups or expanding businesses that we are in discussions with. But before the Q&A sessions occur, members will receive a high-level overview of the businesses, pros and cons, or the pitch decks of each of these entities in order to peruse and be in a position to ask informed questions at these Q&A sessions. And that brings me to the end of the investment plans. I'll quickly just run through the marketing plan and then we'll open up for maybe questions or answers real quick. So the marketing plan, the strategy with marketing going forward is simple enough. To be visible by being at as many strategic events as possible, we must start to resonate in our people's consciousness by meeting and talking to more people at events. 2, increase our social media footprint through paid advertising on Instagram and YouTube, in addition to a lot of guerrilla marketing. 3, members must help with the social media push by following, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on all of our posts. It costs you nothing and it will help to accelerate the awareness and brand recognition of the A.C.U, not to mention have impact with the social media algorithms, picking up that people are paying attention to our channels, which will drive the machines to push us up in the rankings and further foster growth and awareness of the A.C.U. Matter of fact, I can probably pause at this junction and ask everyone to quickly follow us on Instagram. And that would be really nice if you can just quickly grab your phone, type in African Cooperative Union, and then follow us on our Instagram page. Every little helps. And that's it. I end the report on this note, and we can move on to the next agenda. Sorry?
Can we not hear from Damba on his
Of course. Yes.
Can I just ask that we keep it very brief because we've still got a couple of items.
Okay.
We are hitting 9 very, very quickly. Yeah, the project was, well, it's been around for a while. Something that pains all of us in our community, that all the food suppliers, or the majority, don't look like us, and we consume it in big quantities. So what we thought was, myself and Brother Frimpong, I don't know whether he's on yet, we contacted the executive through Brother Taj and other members. Brother Taj suggested that he formulates a small subcommittee of members, and he proposed Sister Glenda, Sister Fina, Brother Robert, Brother Stephen, Brother Edwin Frimpong, Sister Laura, and myself. And we've met on a few occasions. And we also have a brother called Emmanuel Sapong, who runs AfroClick, which is an online buying and selling opportunity. Now, what we've done, we want to meet with this organization to build some kind of memorandum of understanding, so that what we bring can also start concurrently online. And the idea is to find investors. I've talked to a few who are from Kenya and Uganda, who are saying, have you got a market enough for us to be able to invest our money in shipping the products to you? So now, before you do that, we want to write something in a form of a business plan that we can share with these potential investors. We'll be looking to the Caribbean through Brother Davis, Brother Robert Davis, who's done this before. So what we need is to link up with suppliers. We are the consumption chain, and see if we can have one central place in the form of a warehouse where our goods are placed. And our focus is not to reinvent the wheel and go back to the store, which will require people to drive across London. As you know, it's going to become very expensive. So we then have a delivery. The other way to look at it is to piggyback onto already delivering platforms, so that we don't reinvent the wheel and cut our costs so that our food is affordable. So what we need is to interest suppliers and ensure that we at least have done a research and market survey, so that they know that they're not sinking their money into something that will not work, because they try to bring the money and the products, and try to sell them within the community, and they find it difficult. So they're saying, can you guys establish that? And we supply the goods. That's the essence of what we're trying to do. We're going to give it an identity that reflects us, and also create, if it was shops, we can use the ones that are already in place, so that we create employment, shop fitters, painters and decorators, and then drivers of vans and deliveries, of which many of our people are in that industry. That's the summary.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm sure there'll be more meetings on that particular project as it becomes a little bit more clear of the direction of approach, or some numbers are in. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Brother Damba. Sister Jenny?
Are there any questions in the chat? Or comments?
No.
Okay. So moving on, it's looking at, just to announce the stepping down of our current CEO, Stanford Dyer, who's stepping down with immediate effect. And Samvura, who's our current financial lead, will be stepping into the position of the CEO. And we have a new member, Benny Nguama, who's offered to step in as a COO, Chief Operating Officer. He'll be looking to step into that role as part of the executive team.
Just to mention that we will still be interviewing, Benny, even Brother Samvuru will be speaking to the executives so that we understand exactly what exactly they're going to bring to the table and so on. Obviously, Brother Samvuru has done a good job with our treasury, so it should be a walk in the park. But yeah, but those are the two individuals that we have at the moment that are looking to step into serious positions within the A.C.U. We're obviously looking for more people to join some of these teams that we have, because we don't have full capacity to drive this as fast as we need to drive it and as efficiently. So if you do have any expertise, or you know anyone who's got the right skill set, the right expertise to come on board, then do reach out to us. If you go on the website, there's a drop down from the menu that says jobs. Just click on the form and complete the questionnaire and we'll be in touch. So so I think, yeah, so Brother Akram, I think we probably need to do a big celebration for him. So I suppose the executive will have to talk that one over because he has held down the fort since basically the inception of the A.C.U. So I personally would like to thank him probably on behalf of everyone for his contributions, his tenacity, his perseverance in keeping the A.C.U. going, because in a lot of ways, in particular from a financial standpoint, I'm pretty sure without his contributions and the contributions of other members too, the A.C.U. still wouldn't be here today for us to be having this AGM. So if everybody could just give Brother Akram a round of applause and probably give him a few minutes.
Yes. Yes.
You'll need to unmute everyone, Taj.
Yes, sorry, let me just unmute everyone. Let me see if I can find the unmute button. And how do you do this?
Yes, indeed, I agree.
Okay, I think everyone can just unmute themselves, and
I support the
yeah.
Everybody can.
I do. Thanks. All of this.
Can we see Brother Akram at all? Is he hiding his
well,
face?
I can see his picture.
Brother Akram seems to be in the beat.
Yes, I am here. I am here.
We would like to see you.
Can you not see me?
No, your camera. I think your camera is.
Well, we can see the picture of you by the sea.
Your camera on, Brother Akram. Turn on your camera.
That's it. We can see you now.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. I've now termed you Uncle Akram.
Yes.
Papa. My dearest Jenny. Yeah, my dearest Jenny, thank you very much. Yes, I want to thank everyone. As I said, I have been here for many years, and I sincerely believe very wholeheartedly. Yes, I'm the founder. But not just the founder, but I sincerely believe, in the cooperative, and I try to promote it as much as I can.
We know.
Around the world, and yeah, sadly, one of these brothers is not with us. This brother to the left, the one standing, he's departed. Well, two of them, both of them on the left, they've both departed.
Oh, I didn't know the one below. Okay,
yeah, and as I said, our sister Carol, who is in the middle, she did a great job. Without her, I don't think we would be here today. Because when we started, we didn't have many academia on board, and she was a lawyer, and she really worked at putting things together. She had a big fight with the FSA because we wanted only Black people to be members, but they will not have it, and in the end, we had to settle for the situation that others can come in. But one thing we have done is put into the constitution that, you know, over 70%, I think 70 or 80% of the people who is on the executive has got to be Africans. So even if others come in, they will not be able to have a big enough vote to change our stance and where we stand in the progress of this organization was developed for the purpose of developing Africans, you know, across the world. Well, here in UK, and as I said, we have diaspora agents, you know, so we can expand into other countries as well. So that is one of the foundations of the A.C.U. The brother sitting down, thanks to him, a historian, and he is the one who is responsible for the emblem of the A.C.U. Kankaling Umoja, that is the one who was put that across, and that Kankaling Umoja means and hands across Africa. So Kankaling is the West African language, and Umoja, the East African language. So that is how the emblem was born. And yeah, so I want to really thank everyone for their sincere efforts over the years. Brother Damba has put in a lot of work over the years, and in fact, the first chairperson we had, he's now back in Uganda. I mean, he's left at a very early age, and I didn't know what was going to happen because you know, when he went. But he said I could have bring Damba in earlier, but I knew that he had the potential to stand in after me. So I waited until when I'm leaving, then I brought him in. So, and I must congratulate him for the work that he has done. He's really, without him, I don't think, you know, with the A.C.U would have still been standing. And we covered a lot of ground. I mean, people think that we didn't do a lot of things, but no, we covered a lot of ground. I mean, we've even gone to see one of the top architects in African architect, the one who built the Stephen Lawrence Center. We actually had talked with him. So, you know, I mean, about setting up a center for us African people, which if we had enough people come on board, we could have bought out that place that is having some wranglings up in Haslem. We could have basically been building our own center there, African center there, you know. So basically, I just want to thank everyone, and I thanks Brother Taj, because I mean he was on the executive many years ago, and then he stepped aside, and he just as again, as I said, as our brother Adete, who was also in the position, just as he was stepping down, Brother Taj stepped up to the plate, and you know, so I'm very thankful for him and Brother Samburu coming back into the fold, and Sister Jenny. We must also give her many thanks. She's been there for years, and you know, she's also gave and Sister Glenda, who I've worked tirelessly for many years trying to get her on board, and thankfully she's with us now as well. So that's all I have to say at the moment. And as I said, I hope that you know, this new foundation of people coming along, that they will take the A.C.U to the level that the way it should be.
Okay. Thank you very much. Another round of applause, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, could I just say something in 1 minute?
Please, 1 minute. We're very conscious of time now.
Absolutely.
1 minute, but we're almost done.
I mean, it would be wrong if a brother steps down and I'm in the meeting and I don't say something. Now, Brother Akram is synonymous with the A.C.U. He's a founder member, is a committed, selfless individual. He drove us around London, collect us, take us, do everything, feed us to ensure the organization run. Brother Akram would be at meetings, be there early morning, late evening, one to another. So I really want to, one, commend his efforts, his selflessness, his love for all of us, the A.C.U. We've had numerous heated and what you call high volume discussions, but Brother Akram will be the first person to call you in the morning and say, remember yesterday we had that discussion? I hope you are not taking it to heart because we need to continue working. That's Brother Akram. So he's loved by many people from the country I come from, Uganda. He collected all of us and everybody. And I just want to propose to all members that when Brother Akram steps into London again, I hope it is not far, we acknowledge him and do something small for him, be it dinner, be it whatever, because a send-off, good, yes, we've done it on in the annual general meeting, but something personal to Brother Akram. I just feel so. If members agree or the executive can discuss it and come back to us as members, so that we do something which is befitting of the contribution that Brother Akram continues to make, and I'm sure we have not seen the last of him. We're looking to do things in Africa with Brother Akram. Tanzania is a hotbed for a lot of work in the Pan-Africanist context, and I think the A.C.U will thrive there. So Brother Akram, I want to personally thank you on behalf of the executive who've since left, the executive who are not even in this meeting, but to just say to you that the love and respect we have for your selflessness shows the spirit of us as Africans, and I believe this is going to continue for a long, long time. Thank you, Brother Akram.
Yeah, okay, and thank you very much, and thank you very much for that. And as I said, I'm always here, I still will be here, I still will be working with the A.C.U. I will not stop because I believe that that's the duty of all members, that we should, if all members contribute, likewise, like we're doing, then the A.C.U. will be a lot further. And I hope and pray that this year will make that change. So thank you all again, once again, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Sister Jenny?
Yeah, just double checking, does any other member want to say anything?
Only that I support the idea of having something more meaningful for Brother Akram at a convenient time.
Definitely agree with that. Definitely agree. So we'll discuss that in the executive.
Okay, so moving on.
Greetings.
Oh, sorry. Somebody spoke.
Who will be replacing? Yes, this is Brother Delani. Greetings, everyone.
Greetings, greetings.
Just in, hi. Greetings.
Is that Brother Delani from the Stop the Mangamizi?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Oh, love and blessings, my brother.
Respect. Give thanks, my sister. Just to say, is there anyone earmarked to replace Brother Akram in his position?
Yeah, Brother Samvura has requested to step into the position.
Okay, okay.
Why were you?
Okay. All right. That's what.
Were you interested?
No. I know Brother Delani has a lot of work to do. Yeah, my hands are full, man. I tell you. I just wanted to know because I didn't hear that who was going to replace him, and was there a vote or anything?
Well, we've only had one person step up, Brother Samvura.
Oh, so it's an ongoing process. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he will also be interviewed, it was stated, by the executive.
Brilliant.
So we know what he plans to bring to the table and how he plans to move it forward.
It's an interview bracket interrogation.
Yes. And I would just like to say a word to Brother Akram, and that I have bear witness to his sacrifice over the years. I've seen him at almost every community meeting, drumming the beat of A.C.U, and it's needed, in our community. So I wanna big him up. I wanna just rise him up. This is Brother Dulani. I want to just put it on record that I want to big him up and say, give thanks for your contribution, and look forward to continue to work with you in whatever capacity you remain. But my respect. Thank you.
Thanks, Brother Delon.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you.
And there will definitely be a tribute, acknowledgement, celebration of Brother.
I support that, yes.
Yeah, most definitely.
So let me know how I can contribute to that, and I will make sure I make a contribution to make, and then we all can get together.
Okay, watch this space. We'll be reaching out soon.
Respect.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So moving on to any other business.
There's Brother Nutt's hand up.
Oh, beg your pardon.
Give thanks. Give thanks. I'll be very brief. Greetings, family. And
Greetings.
Got this cold that's just hit me. But this has been so productive in hearing. I keep it very brief. I just realized there's some part of the responsibility I have. Uncle Akram, and to the committee members as well, this has been, thorough. But Uncle Akram, as a member of Galaxy Afui radio station, we are indebted to you, is how I know to put it. You sacrifice, as it's been said, so much. You continue to. I don't say uncle for no reason. You give me so much wisdom. There's many people here. And just love and respect to you. I cannot wait to see you so we can hug you. And yeah, love you very much. Give thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Rise up, rise up. Okay.
Okay, so moving on to any other business.
Any other business? So I suppose there was discussions around the share structure of the A.C.U at the moment is one where it costs £50 to buy one share. So, and this we'll be calling an extraordinary meeting for this, just so that we can get it through, get members to vote, and then we'll have to go and change the constitution. But just to make things a little bit more easier, just from us doing the financials, we've identified that because of the way members are buying shares at the moment, whilst it is beneficial to bring or take as many people from the community along, it's causing a lot of admin headache. So what we will be proposing is that we change the share structure to one where one share, which is currently £50, will now be changed to one share equals £1. So if somebody was to buy £50 worth of shares, you'd have 50 shares. If you were to buy £77 worth of shares, you'd have 77 shares. 1,000 shares. But the minimum share acquisition will still remain the same. So it's not as if like if somebody wants to come get involved, you can get involved by buying £5 worth of shares. There will still be a £50 minimum membership number of shares that you have to buy, and the £35 membership fee will still remain. There is a little bit of chatter about us changing the membership fee, but the executives will discuss this, conclude, and then we'll bring it to the membership and get a consensus, yes or no.
So there won't be any 77 shares because it's £50 for one share.
No, I kind of just put it there that as in once you,
and nothing in the middle.
No, I think he put it there in case, because as he said, many people are paying small amounts, £5 a month and so forth. So
but they won't have a share.
Sorry?
On the basis of you would want, if it's £50 a share still. Anyway,
it would still be it would just be you would have to buy a minimum. So all the packages can still technically exist. Just that if somebody has paid, let's say you're on the £7.58 a month share, after 3 months, instead of us saying you don't have a full share yet, we can still say, well, you have £21 worth of shares, or 21 shares. I think that's kind of like the idea. But we will probably be able to present it much more better when we send out the necessary information. So to all members. So that's my AOB. I don't know if anyone else has any AOB before we wrap this up.
So one can, in a sense, conclude that because I got three shares of 50, I can say I've got 150 shares. Sounds better.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
I don't see the difference personally, but anyway, we'll go with
it. Just for admin purpose, so for financial admin of, Samvura could probably talk to it, but I'm a bit aware of time.
Leave that for the meeting, the extraordinary meeting.
But Brother Chair, is this an advantage to the A.C.U to make a share £1?
No, it doesn't really impact it. This is just for financial, to make it easy for us financially when doing the annual returns. It doesn't change anything. You could literally imagine everything stays the same, because it's not, when you come into the A.C.U, you still have to, there will still be a minimum of £85 to qualify as a member. All we're doing is revaluing the number of shares. But we would look into this properly, because we've gone through the headache this time. So we'll look into this properly, be much more informed, and come back to members and break it down.
Okay.
In terms of advantages, to answer Brother Damba, is that members who can't afford to buy a share at £50, they've been allowed to make small contributions and buy shares in installments. So the problem then arose where some people are paying £5 a month or £7.50 a month. So the question is, it'll take them, if someone is paying £7 a month, it'll take them almost 7 months just to qualify to buy one share, £50. So instead of saying they've got a quarter of a share or half a share or 9/10 of a share, we're just thinking, well, let's just change the nominal value of the share from 50 to 1 and just say the minimum requirement is 50 shares. And mathematically, we're saying the same thing. However, it just removes the headache of people having a quarter of a share, half a share, 9/10 of a share, and so forth. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So you want to do away with fractional shares, like in terms of a fraction of a share. Okay.
Correct.
So that is also a standard in the stock market, where you can buy a fraction of a share, but the accounting have to be such a sophisticated system, to keep track of all of that. Yeah, exactly. All right.
It was an unintended consequence we discovered when we introduced paying the share in subscription in installments. It then threw up anomalies on our accounting, for when we needed to present the financial statement this year. So we will discuss it in more detail, and then we'll present it to the members at a later date.
Okay.
I'm saying that if
any
you have
any other AOBs?
Just about the shares, if someone has got a lot of money, you can even buy shares at a premium. You pay more than that, which gives you a bonus. But as you said, you needed another meeting to explain that properly, to discuss it properly. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. I think we've come towards
at 9:13, so we're 13 minutes over, so apologies for that, for those of you who've been patiently sitting and listening to the meeting, and thank you again for coming.
Thank you, Jenny, for hosting.
we appreciate everyone who's on the call, members and non-members. If you're a non-member, then please do sign up and use the referral link of whoever's invited you. The A.C.U is going to be doing some amazing things this year. As you can see, we're going to be going project-based. So yeah, and by this time next year, I'm sure that's going to hit our profit lines, and maybe hopefully we should be in a position to start paying dividends to members. But that's going to be the drive. And yeah, members will be hearing from us from a project standpoint going forward. So on that note, thank everybody for jumping on the call. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything, but from me,
my last word is that the A.C.U can grow by other members telling their family, telling their friends. You know, I mean, put a list and just write it down and say, hey, I know this guy. Oh, there's 500 people I know. Okay, I'll tell them about the A.C.U. And
we've been doing that, Brother Akram.
Sorry?
Our people are hard work, I tell you.
Well, it's something that can move us forward. You know, I mean, it's a ploy that said, well, you know, that's probably one of the best marketing tools. Is that each one tell one, you know, and hopefully, as I said, you know, you exhaust the members of your family, you put on the list your friends, and put on the list your working colleagues, and say, okay, look, do you know about the A.C.U? Look, here we have a program. You see, and if each one of us, because that was the idea at the beginning, at the very beginning, that if each one of us was to bring in 10 people, you know, and those 10 people bring in 10 people, and those other 10 people brings in 10 people, by now we would have had well over 30,000 people, you know, on that basis, which, as I said, we could have bought out the Bridge Park Center probably by now. Yeah. So yeah, so that's my take on
that is the strategy. But I mean, all I would say is that we have, it's not from want of trying that strategy. Yeah, but we'll keep trying.
And just look out in your inbox for the newsletter, which is due in June, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Or check your spam folders as well.
Yeah, as in the one that was sent out before?
No,
Yeah,
the one that you're sending another one?
The newsletter's due in June.
Yeah, the new one. Okay.
The new one. So just check out your inboxes or your spam.
Yeah. We'll notify them that you get a text message and you also get
the text message, exactly, the text message as well.
Okay, so can we end this meeting? It's 4
Bye,
p.m.
everybody.
Officially.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you very much.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Some of you on Monday.
Cheers, bye.
Yes.
Hotep.
What's up?
You don't trust each other. You can't trust each other if you don't have a community. A community comes first. Once you get a community, you get to know people, then you move up to the next level, you trust them. Once you learn how to trust people, then you move up to the third level, you begin to cooperate with them. And once you learn how to cooperate with them, then you get to